Hi, I'm Jill Sockman, the director of Blue Lotus in Raleigh, North Carolina. The series of sequences that we're working on today begin with opening the back of the body, starting with the soles of the feet. People tend to talk about having very tight hamstrings, and actually the tightness that they're experiencing there can often happen much lower in the soles of the feet, in the calves. And so before we even get to the hamstring opening series, we're going to start with the feet. We'll begin by opening up the soles of the feet as a means of beginning to open up the whole of the back line. Beginning to stretch the feet isn't just about the feet, but you'll feel it in the calves, you'll feel it in the hamstrings, which tends to be a complaint that many people have when they walk in the door. So just to get a baseline, we'll begin in a standing forward fold. Come to your feet with the feet hip-width distance apart. Bend the knees and gently fold forward. Bring your awareness down into the soles of your feet. Maybe shift your weight a little bit from one side to the other. Just to notice how it feels in your feet, in your calves, and in your hamstrings, the sensation of the folds. And then come back down to sit. So we'll start with the right foot. You'll begin by drawing an imaginary line from the center of the heel to the middle toe, and using your thumbs or your knuckles with as much pressure as you can, just pressing all the way into that line. This is something that you can do first thing in the morning before you even get out of bed. You can do it when you first unroll your mat before you start your practice. It's also great for runners. And most of us, as we spend most of our time locked up in shoes instead of in bare feet. After working the midline, you'll move to the outer edge of the foot, from the pinky toe side of the heel all the way down to the pinky toe. Again, pressing as hard as you comfortably can. Thumbs or knuckles digging in. If you find a little knot, give a little time to make some space there, and then to the inner heel through the arch to the base of the big toe. And then working with the toes, 2 at a time, beginning with the pinky toes. You're taking hold at the base of the foot and pulling the toes as though you were pulling them straight out of the footbed. Once you've worked all 5 toes, you'll go again to the pinky toe side of the foot, 2 toes at a time, walking the toes sort of forward and back as you pull the toes straight from the footbed. And finally, interweaving the fingers with the toes. And if you haven't done this before, it may be almost impossible to get the fingers in between the toes or get them very far. But even working with this sequence for a minute a day over any period of time, you'll see a huge difference not only in any pain you have in the feet, but also pain that then refers up into the legs and even into the low back. Releasing the fingers from the toes, place the right foot flat onto the floor. And using the thumbs, moving from the base of the ankle to the toes, working the thumbs all the way down between the tendons. If you are very lucky, these feet will carry you around your whole life. And so giving them a little bit of extra attention not only will make a big difference in your yoga practice and in the general health of the feet, but in your overall comfort in your body. From there, stretch both legs out in front of you. Just for comparison, just to feel the difference. Wiggle the toes and roll the ankles around. And then we'll come back for comparison. Slide the feet flat onto the floor and return into your forward folds. From standing, the feet hip-width distance in parallel, bend the knees and spill the body forward. Shifting the weight slightly from the right to the left and back again. Maybe wiggle the toes. Feel the texture of your mat under your feet. Notice if there's any difference between the right side and the left side, as well as the sensation now in comparison in the calves and in the backs of the thighs. And then bending the knees, come all the way back down where you started sitting. After doing the first side, go ahead and repeat the whole sequence on the second side. Doing the sequence daily, you can even do it before you get out of bed in the morning, will make a big difference in a very short time.